It's all about KES the band, and we're talking to KES himself right about now because there's a new album that's about to drop. A lot of people are excited about it, especially because we're on lockdown. We're missing a lot of our normal vibes, and this album is super special, KES. It's a live album. Tell me about this.
Yes, I mean, you know, this is just, I guess, the innovation. I guess the things that come to you when it is that we're all in lockdown. We always wanted to do a live interpretation of our music. We're in an industry, soca, dancehall, where it's producer based. You know, it's a vocalist, it's producers. You may have some live instruments, but it's really a full live band, especially in soca. So we decided, you know, we're all in the same country, thank God. Let's capture ourselves live. We've always wanted to do it, but we've never had the time and the dedication. And we said we're gonna do it, and we the entire last month we dedicated to just reimagining some of the songs that we've already had, some classics, and capturing that live feel, those live arrangements that sometimes pass over people's heads during the fete and the party. But
so wait, is this live as in this is like actual performances that you captured for the album, or you were in a studio and then did it live? Which?
We were in a studio, but we also captured the live arrangements from the stage, like what we do on stage. We captured the arrangements basically, and we went into studio and we jammed it live, and we kept it as much live as possible. So for instance, I would try to take my vocals and do a take, you know. The guys would play down the track.
What does that mean for us music illiterate?
A one take, you know, you try to take as it's without stopping, you know.
Okay.
And we clean up afterwards and all those different things, but at the same time, we just wanted to capture the essence of
the rawness,
the live, that live interaction that we were missing. And we know that the people are missing as well too. And you know, the recordings have been an amazing, I think, rediscovery for us as musicians, you know what I mean? So moving forward, I think it's going to be a great way to experiment more with the live feel and the live music as a band, you know? So it was great, a little discovery, you know?
Well, the thing that I just realized just by hearing you talk is like a lot of artists don't do a lot of the capturing of their live performances anymore. I could go back and pull up a bunch of Bob Marley live performances, Peter Tosh, and I never even thought about it. You know what I mean? So that's actually amazing. It's amazing.
Yes. It is, and you realize how much of it's missing, because, you know, a live performance, even a live recording, is a fingerprint. There's not gonna be another of that, you know. It's all dependent on the air and the time and the feel and the vibe at that moment in time, and to capture that is something special. There's really something special about that. So I'm so happy to explore that in this time. I have time to it, you know.
You look happy. A lot of people entertainment are like crying right now because they're like, oh my God, I miss the stage. I miss my fans. But you know, you seem to be glowing from this.
I'm really starting to enjoy it. I mean, no, trust me, I was knocked off my base like everyone else, and I was like in total shock for probably a month or two, you know. And you know, but I've really, you know, nothing is by chance, and nothing happens by chance. I think everything is for a reason, and I believe that this time was for many reasons. I think all of us are sort of checking ourselves in many ways, cleaning out your closet per se, you know. I think when this is fairly over, you know, it's not gonna be the same, but you must come out with something fresh about yourself. You must learn something new about yourself. You must try and clean yourself. You know, it's the equalizer, I call it, you know?
Yes, it's honestly, it's creating back a balance, a yin and a yang. And I keep trying to tell people, to me, there are two types of COVID people. There are the people that are sitting back and waiting for COVID to end,
to finish,
start their life back.
To do the same thing that they did before.
Exactly. And then there are people who are using COVID to reinvent their life and make it even better than it was before. So it's just up to you who you want to be.
Exactly. Sometimes you need to pay attention to yourself and understand what's going on with you, you know?
Absolutely.
Goodness.
Yes. Now we're waiting for the big drop of the album. And you have some of our favorites on it. Like I saw Hello, I saw Savannah Grass. So tell me about some of the other arrangements on this project. And it's called, by the way, just in case for all of you watching, it's called
We Home.
Right.
Cause we home, you know?
Because we're home.
Yes, we home. And
All
these
right,
are
so
the
tell
things
me
that we
about some
do
of the
when we
other
home.
arrangements.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely classics like Hello, Savannah Grass. We also have like older classics like Fallen. In long time in soca, they used to have medleys. They used to have tracks that would like go into each other. Like Smitey Sparrow did it back in the days.
Yeah.
We did it as well with 3 of our favorite songs. We as well have one new song in there, and it's sort of like a special track. You know, it's a very special track to me. And I'm looking forward to hearing.
Why is it special? Because you said it was
special. I think it was a time, it was a time when I don't know if you ever been through this, when things are really hard. If you're going through a lot of pain, a lot of situations in life, there's this undercurrent in you that says everything is going to be all right. There's just this underneath just flow that says, you know what? It's a still quiet voice that said it's going to be all right. And that song is that voice talking to me at a point in time in my life. So that's why that song is so important. And I hope it does really ring true.
What's the name of that one?
It's called Beautiful Life.
Okay.
You know?
So that's the one to look for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Very intimate, very quiet, very, just, but it's a beautiful track, and I hope that people take it and use it as their own, their own.
That sounds like, honestly,
prayer,
it sounds like it's a reflection of you, because I don't know if people really notice how you flex. I'm a stalker of artists and celebrities in reggae, dancehall, and soca. Like, I watch you guys, I'll be placed and I'll just watch. And every time I see you, you seem to be the type of personality that really enjoys being in the middle of the public, like versus to the one side, you will always and you'll do it in a way where people have to stop and go, wait, is that Cass? But wait, he's just like, wait. And you do it. I've seen you do this so many times. Am I wrong?
As we know, you're right. I like to hide in plain sight. I do. And I think though it's nice, and it's I think too, it's as well being in Trinidad on a Caribbean island, you would know that. Artists are coming around, we will go to groceries, we'll go, and nobody really, they'll pay you mind, but they don't pay you any mind. And I appreciate that actually. I actually happy I don't have to deal with the level of paparazzi, let's just say a Cardi B and all these people have to deal with. I'm happy with just rolling with my, my country people. We here, we in the grocery, we have, and we're cool. And, I'm, as well as I could be in the public, I love my little quiet time and my little quiet zones. I have my times. But it just keeps, I don't think you should run away from it. We're human beings. We're full of life. We want to learn. You get inspiration too from just being around everyday people, just how people think, talk, everything. It's all inspiration. It's all vibes for me.
Is that what you're doing? Are you observing? You're observing people and how they interact? What really goes through your mind when you're hiding in plain sight?
I've always done that, actually. I think I've always been, even when I was growing up, like I actually took a while to get my license, and I would travel everywhere. I'd go in taxis, and nobody, I wasn't popular then or a singer, but I would talk to people all the time about all sorts of stuff. And I think it's always been a source of inspiration for me, So
there was a time you weren't popular?
Well, it depends. Depends on who you're talking to. But definitely, I love the raw pulse of the people, and I think the voice of the people is the voice of God, and it's really a real good place to start, I think, So
I agree.
Come out of your bubble.
I
come out of your bubble and listen to what's going on. Yeah.
I always wanted to talk to you too, because there are quite a few soca artists who also occasionally dabble on dancehall rhythms. Not always so successfully, but it does happen. What do you think really is the divide between soca, dancehall? Is there a divide? I mean, how do you classify it when a soca artist dabbles in a dancehall rhythm? Does it then become a soca dance? I mean, could you help me here?
If you look at every genre of music has its purpose and its own vibe. I think of it like colors of paint, I'm an artist. I'm from the Caribbean. I grew up to Sparrow, Kitchener, Shadow, Marshall, but I grew up to Buju, Beanie, Bob, everyone, and they're just as much a part of my journey as a musician. So when I express myself in dancehall or reggae, I kind of leave it up to the people to really decide what it is. It's always going to be my interpretation of it. And whether it flies, it doesn't fly, that's really up to the people, you know? But I'm not going to be shy away from just dabbling. I think the freedom of painting has always been our strength as a band. Because we also, I mean, not other than dancehall and reggae, we touch rock, we touch R&B, we touch a little bit of jazz. And even in the arrangements, you'd hear a lot of that stuff, you know? So it's free. I mean, to me, there should not be a limit. I think that no matter what, I know when I'm in a dancehall mood, what I want to hear. That's not when I feel to hear soca. When I'm in a soca mood, I want to hear soca. I don't feel to hear dancehall at that point in time. So the reality is that if I want to listen to Gregory, I'll listen to Gregory and sit down and chill. You know, so each lane has its own house. I can't shoot chicken all day. I eat jerk chicken sometimes. You know what I mean? So do you
think an artist from Trinidad, there will be a day where artists from Trinidad can break big as a straight dancehall artist?
It's already happening. I have to say, I'm gonna say it. The Trinidad movement in Trinidad, for those who don't know, Prince Swanee, Boy, all these artists are coming out. We are witnessing the beginning, at least from what I'm seeing, the beginning of a solid dancehall representation out of Trinidad. And it's due to, you know, the same situations out of Jamaica, social situations, all these different things, economics, all these things created the music. The music is a reflection of life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, and I would say that Trinidad right now has a booming dancehall scene. Like, there are kids now across the Caribbean, even some Jamaicans rating it, you know what I mean? If Jamaican dancehall rating it, I think it's really onto something. I think it has its own vibe, its own swing, its own bounce. Music is not meant to stay in one place. I think it's going to cross-pollinate, it's going to spread, it's going to grow. And I think Trinidad definitely is on its way to have dancehall artists. Like, it's already there. I say it's there.
So you telling the dancehall artists in JA, y'all better buck up because other islands is coming for the title.
But the thing is, and this is the thing for everything, even soca artists sometimes feel, you know, once you're going to bring your own brand. Once you're from JA, you're going to bring your own brand. From Trinidad, you're going to bring your own vibes. It had room for everybody, you know?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But you also spoke about the fact about how the music came from social injustice, just like dancehall does, just like reggae does, just like a lot of very influential music does.
Yes.
But the question I want to know, like really and truly, as you come up upon Trinidad's independence, like you're releasing this during Trinidad's independence, do you feel that Trinidad really has reached the independence it needs to be? And if not, what do you think needs to be changed a little bit more to make it better?
I think we have to understand what the word independent mean. You know, are we really independent? Is after colonialism, after the English left Jamaica and Trinidad, did we really become independent? And I think that comes from accepting who you are as Trinbagonians, our arts, our resources, our everything, and really making it work for the people. And I think we're still on our way, to be very honest. I think there needs to be a change of the guard in plenty of ways. I think there needs to be a lot more consideration for the arts in Trinidad.
Younger blood.
This is the problem for me, is the transfer of information from generation to generation. I think we need to improve that, where the older generation usually says, I'm going to hold on to this till I die then, before I give the next generation the knowledge that I have. And some die with it. And the reality is we need to find meeting points. We need to find areas where the older heads could talk to the younger heads. So we won't be making the same mistake every decade, you know?
I believe that's true.
You know what I mean? So we need to look at our history, look at the transfer of energy. I think that needs to come. But I do see a generation, we are becoming aware because we've traveled, we've seen the world, we've also seen what we have. And we understand that, we have something great, but if we do not own it, it will be not ours anymore. And as well, it will deteriorate and fall apart. So we need to know. So I think it's a real turning point, I think, in the world, but Trinidad as well. I even see the government actually showing a lot more interest with respect to things. We are oil-rich nation, so arts usually took a backseat. It took a second place. And that's something I really envy about Jamaica, in that the music is lifted up, and the arts is lifted up so high in comparison to a lot of the places. And I'll be real, you don't know. You don't know until you know. You know what I mean? If you know,
yeah,
then you know.
I heard the second part where you said in comparison. That's when I'm like, okay.
Exactly. So when you
because some artists wouldn't exactly agree with.
Agreed. But if you live in Trinidad, you'll understand what we're dealing with. You know? So
well, also speaking of like Trinidad and Jamaica, when we talk about independence, I don't know if you've been watching the news and you saw what's been going on with the controversy about hair, you know, and how the student went to school and the principal was like, no, you're not coming here with those locks. And it became this big now case with all these different opinions, these different statements, these different verdicts. I mean, it's all over the place. I just don't think we should have been here to begin with. I want to know, where's Trinidad with hair?
I mean, we're not there. I mean, that's surprising. We're fine. We've passed a lot of hurdles.
There's a lot of locks in Trinidad. I see lots.
Yeah, definitely. In school, in the workplace, it's definitely stepped up, and we've had a few situations that's happened in Trinidad that really pushed us into our next understanding, you know, with everything. I was very surprised to see that happening in Jamaica. I'll be real to you, you know, and I think that is the question of independence. Like, are we truly independent, or are we still gauging who we are in comparison to another country, another place? We need to now own us. We know the purpose of Rastafari. We know the purpose of the hair and the locks. We've been educated on it. We should not be back here. You know?
That's why, to be honest with you, I was very embarrassed. I was highly embarrassed because of the simple fact that right now in the U.S., there's a big fight for equality again. It's a continued fight, but it's at a higher height at this point in time.
Ever.
So when Jamaica now sends this message, even though it was reported wrong on what they claimed the courts were actually making a verdict on, but just the point that it reached out to international media that Jamaica is saying it's a no-go for a little girl to wear dreads in school. Like, to me, I was ashamed because I felt like we're saying to the world, we also think locks are dirty and disgusting. And if you have them, that's not appropriate. And I'm just like, how did we send this message across the world?
This is it. But meanwhile, people fly into your country and go on the beach and want locks. And they want this and they want that. And locks are selling around the world.
Bob Marley, Chronic, Stapleton, Sizzla, Luciano, Sunita Myri, the beauty queen. Can I keep going on and on and on?
There needs to be a locks museum in Jamaica. There needs to be one, you know.
I want mine in there.
Yeah, you mean, you know.
But okay, tell me something though. Tell me the difference between KES and KES the band, because I need to be more familiar with the band. You know, I know KES. Whenever I hear KES, I can tell you what KES looks like. I know everything that is KES. I need to know more about the band. How does that
KES has always been KES the band. So the reality is that when I left, I was in another outfit before called Image and Company. And we were there with them for 5 years, my first 5 years in Soca, and we left to form our own situation. And my big brother was like, we're not naming it something new. Everybody kind of getting to know you. Let's call the band KES. All right, cool, no problem. Good idea. This is started.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say no.
I mean, I was kind of weird about that, but because you know your name being the name of a band comes with its own challenges. But then, okay, cool. Then the fans started to call us. Well, you know, in the soca industry, in the dancehall, you either perform with a band sometimes, or you perform by yourself, depending on the fit. You know. People the fans would ask, is it KES and the band or is it KES? Which one? And then it became KES the band. The fans really called it KES the band. And we just kind of went with that. And the band is really my brothers, two brothers. We started in music when we were kids.
Oh, nice.
My big brother is the real one who really started us in band. He's the drummer. His name is Hans. Easy to remember. He uses his hands. My other
he's
brother
the bossy one, isn't he?
He's the quiet boss. He's the quiet boss.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know him, but just how you're talking about him, I can see him in my face. He's a quiet boss. You don't mess with him, and he don't care about the cameras. Just make sure his paycheck and the set is right.
He's a dreamer, though. He's a dreamer. He's the one who actually said, yo, you play a bass, you sing, da, 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 da.
I love that.
You know? And we started off in rock music actually. We started off in like punk rock. Our first song was like a punk rock song.
Give me a punk rock song. I want to hear it because I love my rock music. Let me hear something. Rock
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Nah.
Not even a little something.
What do you want to know?
Janie's got a gun.
Janie's got a gun. What is Janie gonna do? Yeah. No, we had some days in rock music actually before we got into soca. And then we just moved from band to band, and we've been traveling and touring together as brothers. Whatever permutation we were in. Castibana is 2005, so we are 15 years now, and we've been together since. So it's a full band. When you see the singer, a lot of people just see the singer, but we have an entire family, an entire machine.
And we're gonna get to know them on the live stream more, right?
Exactly. You know, our keyboardist, the musical director, Ricardo Rameshwar, he's the musical director for the stage, and he was also now the main producer of this album. So which was really cool for him to put that hat on.
And he's done a lot of work outside of just soca, hasn't he?
Definitely. He used to play for Helen Baylor. He played for David Rudder for a few years, which is, for those who don't know, a classic calypso singer in Trinidad. Right. You know, he was in gospel, as most musicians out of the Caribbean end up from. But he is just one of those legends out of Trinidad. He will be remembered as he played with Destra Garcia for 9 years as well before us. So, a lot of experience, a lot of vibes.
Yeah.
Plenty vibes.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I mean, the big show is coming up on the 31st, right?
Yes, so the 31st. Right. Yeah. So
we're going to be jamming. Tell me, before we go anywhere, I also want to find out, you had a change in management. And I definitely want you to touch why you changed management, because a lot of times we have new artists that might be watching and they may not understand how important it is to have the right management, or they might be afraid of hurting their cousin, uncle, brother, whoever they put in their management position feelings. Why is picking proper management so important?
I think it is. I think it gives an energy. See, you as an artist, you need to be able to concentrate on your craft, and you know that when I hand this baton forward, I know that they're going to carry it as far and wide with the
same passion.
With the interest and the passion of the artist's vision. And our management, before our new management, we've worked with them. They've developed with us over the years. And I think just over time, you kind of sort of get accustomed to people's energies. And I think the drive kind of was lost a bit. And, you know, each of us kind of got more involved in different projects and different places. And I felt that the band's momentum continues to grow, and the demand from management became greater. And we needed to have a fresh airs, fresh vibes, and a new energy for us.
Yeah.
And
to reach a different audience, an even bigger audience.
Exactly. So new audiences, but most of all, I think it's a new excitement. Like someone who is starting here, that's their zero mark. They're not starting when we were 19 years old or 20. So they're not tired of like, oh my God, you know? Yeah. They are like, what are we gonna do? Let's go. We need that energy too, because we've been good. So I'm really happy with the new management. Big up to Damon, DeGraff, Evan Vogel out in New York, Bermuda. It's a really kind of mixed team.
I love that.
You know, but it's great. It's been great. The conversations have been great. We've been passing the ball nicely, you know? Yeah.
All right. Well, we look forward to it. What are we going to expect? What kind of surprises do we have in store for the big show? Where can people watch it? I see you also have it airing on TV in Africa as well as the Caribbean. So give us the rundown on how all of it's going to happen.
Well, we're definitely going to be on a few platforms. Look out for us on YouTube and Tego TV, which is a new platform that we're working with as well. We broadcast Tuesday on Your Rocks on Tego for those who are ready within the loop. And, you know, of course, our platforms as well, too. I would just to the universe, you know, we want aliens here in this concert, you know. We really and truly want to get out some wiggles, too. We want to pump. We want to play. We want to sweat. We want to really perform and celebrate the album, celebrate live music, celebrate soca, celebrate Caribbean music, and really celebrate Trinidad's independence at the same time, launch the album at the same time, everything at once, and give people a vibe. you know, at this time. Let me give you our vibes, you know.
Yes,
let me,
I love it.
let me feel our vibes and give you our vibes too.
If you want to give me an even more vibes, tell one of those telecommunication companies when they do that live stream to super infuse the tweets that are coming your way, because that'll make it even more fun.
That's
you see
awesome.
people cussing all kind of happy bad words in Trinidadian and Jamaican and just
all of that. Keep it saucy. We like sauce. That is what we like. Extra sauce.
You know what I mean? All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. The album is called We Home.
We Home. We Home.
When does it drop? Official day it drops?
It drops officially on Friday, the 20th of August. And every Friday, we're going to be releasing a track from it, you know? So you're going to get a taste up until. So, nice.
Well, we played one this morning.
Yes.
Don't get me to lie about the title. I love the song, but I can't remember the title right
Magic.
now.
Simple.
All right.
Magic.
Yes. That was it.
Magic. Featuring Jimmy October, a real amazing artist coming up. And Etienne Charles, a trumpet player from Trinidad as well, too, doing his thing out there.
Okay.
And just vibes, man, celebrating Calypso. It's really more on the Calypso side than Soca, because a lot of people don't know the difference. Soca is more it's the relationship between reggae and dancehall sort of thing.
Yeah.
Those Calypso is the reggae and Soca is the dancehall. We kind of went more to the Calypso traditional style, but then put a young flair in it, a young fresh in it, you know? So
you always putting some kind of flair on something.
Yeah,
Soca Monarch, you know what I'm saying?
We cooking.
All right. Well, it's all about KES. Make sure you follow him and the wonderful band, KES the Band Official is how you find him on social media. On the big day, August 31st, there's going to be that big live performance. So when you're following him, you'll find out all the details on how you will not miss a minute and don't want to miss a minute of this live show. Okay? All right.
Yeah, put a party up, set up a party, set up a bar. You don't know. Let's make a party. That's what we do.
Set up a bar. Yes. I'll be sitting by the water with my bottle of wine and enjoying it like it's Tuesday on the rocks.
That's what we're saying. Yes.
And hopefully we get you live in studio for the Nikki Z Live morning show one day soon as well. All right.
Let's visualize that for sure. Bless it.